Now, we have been showing in the biblical prophecies, especially in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, that China is going to attack North America from the north in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, verse 15. As it says, and thou, talking about Gog, now who is Gog? It says here in verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, of the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And we prove it in our booklet, China and Prophecy, that you could purchase online. And of course, if you're a tithe-paying member, it's absolutely free of charge. You can purchase online for only $10 our booklet on China in Prophecy. And we show you that China is biblical Gog of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. They are chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. That's Manchuria and Tibet. And it says, thou, verse 15, talking about Gog, China, thou shalt come from thy place. Now, that Hebrew word place means a military base, military station. Thy place out of the north parts, and when you look at it in the Hebrew, it means the extreme north, the Arctic. From the north parts, thou and many people with you, all of them riding upon horses, a great company, and a mighty army. And thou shalt come up against my people Israel as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, I will bring them against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O Gog, before their eyes. So they're going to come against his people Israel. Now, who are the Israelites today? The house of Israel. We have been proving it for years now that the house of Israel is the United States and the British Commonwealth of Nations and the peoples of Northwestern Europe. And you can download our booklet absolutely free of charge on that subject. And I'll put the links to these booklets in the video description below, and you can download them directly from there. Now, Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, also shows when China is going to attack North America, Australia, and New Zealand. Notice what it says here in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. It says in verse 10, thus says the eternal God, it shall also come to pass that at that same time shall things come into your mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and you shall say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go against them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, having neither bars nor gates. That's biblical language for their defenses are down. NATO has broken apart. And that's when China realizes that North America and Australia and New Zealand, they are at their weakest, and that's when they're going to come in and invade North America, Australia, and New Zealand. Notice what it says here. In verse 7, it says, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto you, and be thou a guard unto them. So here we see an alliance, and it's called right now the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or the NATO of the East. And it says that Gog, China, is the leader. And of course, China leads that military alliance called the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And then it says here in verse 8, it says, after many days you shall be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land, or the nation, it's the same word, that is brought back from the sword and is gathered out of many people. What land, nation, calls itself e pluribus unum, out of many, one, the United States of America. That's the prime target. And then it says, against the mountains of Israel. Mountain in prophecy is a symbol of a nation, a great nation. And it says, against the mountains of Israel. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the crown colonies of the British Empire. The mountains of Israel, which have always been waste, or meaning a place of refuge. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. And thou shalt ascend, and shalt come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with you. So when NATO is finally gone and dead, is broken apart, their defenses are down, the alliance is weakened, the alliance is gone, then China is going to make its move, and is going to come down into North America and take over Canada, the United States, Australia, and New Zealand. And where are they going to come from? The Arctic. And this is what the talk is now among the NATO nations. And this very topic could break NATO apart. Now, I urge you to get our booklet, China in Bible Prophecy. And I'll put the link in the video description below. And you can order your booklet. And of course, if you're a tithe-paying member, it's absolutely free of charge. And also the link to our booklet, The United States and the British Commonwealth in Prophecy. You cannot understand Bible prophecy without this vital key. It is the very key that unlocks all Bible prophecy. You cannot understand Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, without understanding where the mountains of Israel, the nations of Israel, are today. And that is the United States and the British Commonwealth of Nations. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Join our YouTube channel. Help support it. It's only $4.99 a month. And download those booklets, The United States and Britain and China in Bible Prophecy. This is Peter Salemi saying goodbye, friends.